Hello everybody and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Kelsey. On this channel I like to talk a lot about any of the things that interest me, but in particular in this moment I am talking about knitting and crochet. Specifically my 2025 winter plans for knitting and crochet. I have defined the seasons as like 3-month blocks throughout the year. Obviously, this probably doesn't line up super well with like solstices and things, but for my personal convenience, this is the way I'm gonna go for it. So in this video, we will be discussing 3 months out of the year, January through March. And let's get into it. So for January, we're already about halfway through the month. Originally this video was supposed to come out last weekend, but I was experiencing the horrors. So I have already completed my first January winter plan, and that is what I'm wearing today. This is the Breton sweater by Grace's Handmade. At the time I'm filming this, it should be out this Friday, which is the 20-something of January. I love this sweater now that it's finished. It was a bit of a troublemaker while I was making it, but once it's completed, I love it so much. It's so comfy. I've been wearing it all day, and it's been snowing, and it's been so much fun, and this is definitely going to be one of those ones I just continuously wear throughout the year because I think the color blocking I did on it is so fun. I love it so much. So in all likelihood you'll probably see this sweater multiple times throughout the year if you choose to stick around. So that's our first plan. This is also the first of 2 test knits I'm currently committing to. I'm so glad to be free of one because I may have overcommitted myself a little bit over Christmas. So this sweater was stressing me the fuck out. And it's a good thing I really love it, otherwise I would have had regrets, but I'm glad I own this sweater. I love it so much. But the other test net I have is also like my big crochet project, and that is this tiny bit of ribbing and this bit of yarn that had some terrible yarn barf. So what I'm currently working on here is the Sweetheart Raglan by Make Crochets. This is a top-down raglan, and I am fearful for how this project is going to go. When I chose this yarn, I chose Drops Air. By the way, the yarn is Drops Air in the color magenta, if I didn't say that. When I chose this yarn, I did so because I wanted to try it out. What was not made clear to me by the other people I had seen previously use this yarn was that it is, dare I say, impossible to frog. Which for test knit is a little stressful, especially this test knit where at every point, I feel like every day there's someone having some sort of issue with the increases. So going into it with a yarn I don't think I can frog is very nerve-wracking. I won't lie. I've already had to order more yarn for this project because I miscalculated when I originally ordered. So I am very fearful that I will mess up, get to a section that I can't frog, and then have to order more yarn to just sort of cut out whatever I can't frog. Anyway, but I do think should I be able to successfully make the sweater, it will be so comfy and so much fun as just a over-the-shoulder, very standard, solid color sweater. Because I have a lot of fun color sweaters, and this is obviously still a fun color. Like, I don't do neutrals. So as far as I'm concerned, this pink is neutral, and like it not having any stripes or not having any sort of like weird, like, not weird, but crazy texture to it is going to make this like a very standard piece. So I'm excited to make more progress on it. I'm hoping to get it done by like a mid-February at this point. But we'll see how that goes. I would very much like not to have the same sort of crunch time experience I had with this sweater, where I basically had to get it done 2 days before the pictures were due and then wear it wet to take some pictures. So I'd like a different experience if I can manage that for myself. But we'll see, because there's a lot of other things I'm very excited about. So one of the other ongoing projects I have going on is one of my knitted accessories. I've sort of decided that I have like big crochet garment plans throughout the year, and then I have my knit crochet or my knit accessory plans. So this is the back half of a sock. I've got the cuff, the heel flap, and the gusset done, and basically I'm just working in the round for the next eternity until I get to the correct length for the toe. This is the color Lovejoy Fibers in the this is the brand Lovejoy Fibers in the color Golden Afternoon. I bought this at Willow Hill Yarn Company, which is also where I took my sock knitting class. I think overall this sock is turning out pretty well. However, I did have some pretty crazy laddering on this side of the gusset, which I'm just gonna learn to be okay with, because this is my first sock and I hate frogging knitting. Like, that's the thing that makes knitting like that's the one thing I don't like about knitting, is the frogging of it is so stupid difficult. And then the other knitted accessory I have going on, which was a reward for myself to cast on after I finished this sweater, is the baggy hat by Petite Knit. Now, this is two DK yarns held together. It is they're both Lovejoy fibers. One of them is the Surrey base in the color Sunkissed, and then the other is the other is just their normal DK Merino base in the color Coral Blaze. I am so excited for this hat. I think it's gonna be so soft and comfy, and I am really excited to finally make a hat for myself, because I've made a lot of hats for other people these past 2 months, and I'm excited to have one for myself. Now, the next knitted project that I don't know is that I'm going to get to either in this month or in February is a scarf. I have these two bits of Fua Fua in the color Fairy Godmother that I'm planning to hold double with this fingering base Moondrake Co. BFL High Twist in the color Water Lilies, and I'm planning to make The Simple Thing by Melina Bell. This is basically like a very similar scarf to the Sophie scarf, but it's a free pattern, and I am looking forward to making it. I watched a little bit of the tutorial, and I was really excited to like try and get into that a little bit. But I don't know exactly when I'm going to get to this project, only that I would really like to get to it. I'm trying to get to all the yarn that is already wound sooner rather than later. And this is one of those that I need to get around to. So now let's talk about February. February has a lot of things going on, but also not a lot going on. So my major plan for February is just to get that pattern test done. I don't have another garment I'm gonna try and complete until after that one is completed, but assuming that I get that one completed, I have 4 yarns already wound, already ready for the Dandelion Dance shawl by Fiber and Fox. And it is just a crochet shawl with a bunch of different types of stitches. There you do stripes of different stitches in different colors, and I just thought it looked so pretty, and I would really like to make it, because I bought yarn specifically for it a while ago and just haven't had the ability to go back and actually do it. So these are all Lovejoy fibers in their DK base, which I bought from Seed Stitch in Bountiful, Utah. This is the color Funfetti. This yellow is Lemon Nova, then Clover, and then this pink is Coral Blaze, which ironically is the same color that I bought for this hat, so I guess it'll go with it. I have a habit of buying the same color yarn at different times, because apparently my taste is very consistent, but my memory not so much. Also, things I want to work on during the month of February. I have 2 Oslo hats I would really like to make. The first one is the one I will definitely have to make because it is a gift from my brother for his birthday. I have this black yarn that is Barocco Vintage DK and just the black color. This was on sale at the yarn store. I was originally planning on frogging a different hat and remaking it into this, but I decided I'd rather just make him a hat and a gauge I think he would prefer. So I'm going to make him an Oslo hat out of this. And then I would also really like to make myself an Oslo hat out of this. I bought an accessory kit in the color Neon Coral from Wandering Flock. And the sample they had in the picture is one that I really wanted. And that sample was the Oslo hat. So I got the pattern with the intention of making it, and I just have to have the time to actually do it, which is incredibly difficult. Also happening next month is something I forgot to grab. So I'm also doing a colorwork hat class also at Willow Hill Yarn Company because I have an end goal to make a colorwork cuff sock. So I'm learning how to make a sock, and then I'll learn how to do colorwork, and then I'll combine those skills together. So the hat we are making is the Hat and Peak by Maxime Cyr. And the yarn I'm using is Ella Ray Cashmerino Sport. I'm not the most enthusiastic about the colors I have here. The selection was kind of limited, but I'm going to make it work. I have the colors Cocoa, no, Cocoa, Lilac, Punch, and then Marigold, and then these will all come together to be a hat at some point. Um, I don't know when or if like the goal is going to be to finish that hat within this 3-month block or just to start it and learn like the basics of color work. And then let's talk about the only thing I really have planned for March. So in March, I want to finally use this Bird and Begonia yarn I got from Great Basin Fiber Arts Festival last year. I have a couple yarns to go with it. I have this white one from Knitted Wit, and then I have this black yarn from Woolable. And then I also have these colors of Cascade for Cascade 220 to combine into a granny square like patchwork sweater. I want to start working on that in March because I bought this year in a Great Basin Fiber Arts Festival last year. I'm going again this year in April, so I'd very much like to have a sweater made out of the stuff I bought there last year when I go again this year. And then in March, I have sort of March slotted as like a catch up for anything I don't have the chance to finish during the rest of these months. So it's basically just going to be like anything I don't finish, I'll have like extra time in March to sort of focus on it. I've also planned mentally in my head that I want to sort of keep socks as like my carry around project that I take to work with me and stuff, that I take to like my knitting night festivals, because it's very easy to just slip it in this little delicu bag and carry it around on my wrist. So I have a couple other socks I want to make. So I have the next one I want to make is I want to make a DK sock. I have this Yarnaceous Fiber DK sock yarn. It is 85% merino and 50% nylon, so it'll be a good sock base, and I'm planning on using it for like the foot of the sock. And then I have this DK mini from Super Glow Fibers. This is the Chaperone collection. I can't remember exactly which one it is, but I think it would be fun to use it in like the cuff of the sock, just to add like a stripe and like do something with one of these minis. And then the other sock I would like to make is using this Ritual Dyes yarn in the colorway Handwork, which is the local yarn store I go to every week to do their knit night. So I would really like to use this yarn to make the socks. But we'll see how we'll just see how time works out with this. I'm gonna try not be too hard on myself if I don't finish all this stuff, because obviously it is a lot. And last year I was mostly successful in like making a garment a month, but um, that was before I started knitting, so my attention was more focused. So I'm gonna try not to be so hard on myself if like some things bleed over into other months, or like I need to like just like take a month to catch up on stuff. I don't know. It's just it's all up in the air, and we're gonna see how it works. So for now, that is my winter 2025 knit and crochet plans. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like it. If you would like to see more of my videos coming down in the future, please subscribe. And if you have something you would like to say to me that is nice and polite, you can leave it in the comments below. I will do my best to be here again next week, and I hope to see you again. So I will catch you on the flip side. Bye-bye.